Hi, we want to give some helpful hints when you're assembling your bad boy. When you get to this stage here, this is the height adjustment tube. When you get the hardware for that, you're going to have these two long bolts, and it's going to have a washer and a spring washer. Eliminate both the washer and spring washer on both bolts. And I'll show you the reason why here once I get these off. So the washer and spring washer for these bolts for this assembly here eliminate. These two pieces here will act as your washers. So you don't need those there. You just use these two. So I'll show an assembly of how to do it. So here's the two bolts and two washers. And this will assemble and put together the height adjustment tube. So when you get your height adjustment tube, you slide it on the top here. Don't use the washer and the lock washer on the bolts. Eliminate those, and then we will assemble it with these two brackets without the washer and lock washer. Assemble it like that because we're getting more of a lockdown on the upright tube when we don't use those washers, and these act as the washers. So don't use those washers when assembling this upright tube. Here's another helpful hint video for when you're assembling your bad boy. You have your height adjustment tube here, and then you have your L connector. When you put these together, these holes may not align. It's okay. So when you would go to put in your bolt, it wouldn't fit. That's natural. It's okay because there's a height tolerance built into this. All you have to do in that case is this, is you get your jack handle here, and you turn it until it meets the height of these two holes. Just simple turn, and then you get one of your bolts, slide it through, and slide the other one through. And then you would just screw it in from the back with the star knobs. But it's okay if the holes don't align at first. You just have to rotate your jack handle to get the holes to align. Here's another helpful hint when you're assembling your bad boy. If the holes don't align up with the L connector to the height adjustment tube and it's too high, the bolt won't go in, and you can't lower the jack, it's okay. What you want to do in that situation is you want to raise the height adjustment tube, and you do that by your hand. Stick the bolt in first, raise the height adjustment tube, and then it'll go through the hole and thread through the back. And then you just put the bottom one in. So it allows for variance on height adjustment, but if the holes don't align, you can raise this upright tube to get them to align. For the fork tube assembly, this is the last step in the process. We provided the 4 screws here, and we also provided a lock washer and a washer. Do not use the lock washer or the washers, even though they're here. Just use the screw to assemble in. You'll want to put all 4 screws in. I'll put these 2 in, and you'll have to put the other 2 in as well. And then you would put these 2 screws in as well. But if you put the washer in the lock nut washer in, this screw will be too high and it will be higher than this rubber protection. So do not use, on number G, here, do not use the lock nut washer and the washer. Just use the screws to put in to these 2 fork arms.